Hello and welcome to the yapfest podcast. I am one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind.
Come on, Teletubby, teleport us to Mars. I'm Ben.
If you can't tell, um,
I just need everybody to actually see really quickly.
Ben is floating in space right now. Did you put your glasses on over them?
Yes.
Not the alien there with you.
Don't mind him, that's Fred. But Lola was at my place in a totally different state for my birthday. And
You're talking
I
like
decided,
a whimsical boy.
and I decided to have some people over to celebrate. And at first, it was just going to be like a chill hangout. And then it turned out to be this like whole space themed party. And so I told Lola it's space themed. And Lola came with a green shirt, alien glasses, and a bobble headband. And all of a sudden, I was like, how did I forget aliens existed? And so I bought two 6 foot tall inflatable aliens and more glasses for everybody. Because all of my other decorations were like moons and stars and like galaxy.
Yeah, like he was taking very much the whimsical approach and not the weird boy approach. And so I already bought the I already bought alien glasses and like an alien headband or whatever. Like I arrived with them and then I put them on and he was like, "Oh, I need more of those." And you cannot see jack shit out of them.
Nah, I'm so blind. I even have my glasses over them and I still can't see
You
shit.
cannot see jack shit out of them at all. It's so honestly so funny. Like if you just want to sit there and like they look ridiculous, obviously. Look at Benjamin right now. He looks ridiculous. Floating. He's floating in space right now. Like no, but like before we say anything, I feel like we have to talk about Katy Perry going into space though. Because
Okay,
why is she doing that?
I don't know I don't know a single thing about this.
Katy Perry going to space is the first search. It's Katy Perry, Gail King, and Lauren Sanchez. Gail King, like Oprah Gail King. But yeah, it's a real thing. Katy Perry is going to space, and I keep seeing tweets that are like, "I'm afraid she'll die up there."
I know this isn't space related, but my new favorite Katy Perry moment. She's at a bar singing, I think, and she's like, until 3 a.m. all
She was at
drinks
a
are
bar
on me.
singing. Oh,
I don't know.
she was like in public.
Some venue,
That's interesting.
yeah. And someone in the audience goes, "Are you sure?" And she literally clutches her pearls and she goes, "Honey, I'm rich."
Uh, oh, I thought they meant "Are you sure?" as in like they knew that she was Katy Perry and that she was rich, but they were saying, "Are you sure?" Like her money's running out because she doesn't have any hits anymore. Okay, so and then second of all, why is Gail King going to space? Why isn't Oprah going?
In other news regarding celebrities and space, did you know that Bridget Mendler
Is a
is the
genius?
CEO of a space satellite company?
Yeah, I did know that actually. She went to like Harvard or MIT or something, or both, or something.
Star of Lemonade Mouth and Good Luck Charlie, Bridget Mendler, number one artist for Ready or Not.
Here I come. So
Literally the
good.
CEO of a satellite company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we
Bridget
really
Mendler is putting shit up in space.
and we wanted her to give us another album. And she's out here putting stuff up in space. Isn't that crazy? Maybe Bridget Mendler can send like the cast of Good Luck Charlie into space or something.
That'd
What?
be crazy. This is gonna be controversial.
Uh-oh.
So,
Is it really, or are you just saying that?
no. Have you ever like seen a conspiracy theory where you're like, I don't believe that, but if it was proven to be true, I'd understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, there's just like so much evidence that lines up, like it still doesn't make sense that it's real, but if it ends up being proven, you're like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, that's the United States faking the moon landing.
You know what? I've never actually formed an opinion on this because, like, I don't really get it either way. Like, were there shadows in the fucking taping? Yeah.
Was
But,
the
like,
flag blowing in the wind? Yeah. Obviously, it's done and over with. We've been to the moon since. It really does not matter.
no, it doesn't
One
matter.
bit. It really does not.
Was it
It's
because of
just
the
like
space race? Like,
it's because
we
of the
wanted to get
Cold
there
War.
first?
Yeah, Russia beat us in every other milestone. They were the first ones to successfully put someone in space. They were the first person to successfully have someone orbit Earth.
These men and their rivalries. I bet they just really wanted to kiss on the mouth. You know what? Whenever I think about not foreign relations. What is it called? Foreign affairs. Whenever I think
Yeah.
about foreign affairs,
Foreign relations.
I couldn't think of the word. Do you know do you do you know about Homestuck?
Yes. What about Homestuck, Lola?
whenever whenever I think about foreign affairs, I think about Homestuck because it's all I'm thinking of Italia, not Homestuck, sorry. It's all the different countries like what the fuck personified, right? And so like whenever I think of foreign affairs, I think of the little Homestuck guys. I've said my piece. Do you have anything else to say about the moon landing?
And so I'm simply just saying, if it like the government leaked that like it just like was not real.
Like it wouldn't really matter, is what you're saying.
We'll still just I can't think of the word or the phrase.
Like nothing will.
The
nothing,
sun will still be shining, like
Yeah,
fucking
the sun will come up
the,
tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar.
as little
that
orphan Annie would say.
tomorrow- Yeah, or Shrek, or no, sorry, or Donkey in Shrek 2 when he passed out, or Shrek passes out, and then Donkey starts singing that. Do you know the scene I'm talking about?
No.
So basically, there's a scene in Shrek 2. How long has it been since you've seen the movie? First of all,
Is Shrek 2 the one with Fairy Godmother?
yeah,
A couple of years.
that's crazy. How could you go even like a month without watching it? I don't understand. Anyways, so there's a scene in Shrek
Lola,
2.
when was the last time you watched Shrek 2?
Like last week. Like last week, and then before that, like a couple of weeks ago. And I'm not ashamed. It's a good movie. It's one of my favorite movies. If I had to pick one movie all-time favorite, it would be Shrek 2. I have a whole bunch of other movies that I love, but if I had to pick one movie, it would be Shrek 2. I don't think you understand the impact Shrek had on me as a child, because I've what?
Shrek is love. Shrek is life.
Yeah, Shrek had a big impact on me as a child, and we can get into that a separate time because it's actually low key deep.
It's actually low key deep.
Oh, it is because like this is way too deep for right now, but I'll give you a rundown. So like, did you ever watch Shrek and be like, oh my god, I'm an ogre just like him, like as a weird kid?
I fear
relate to
I
the
have
ogre?
not
Okay,
had
so
that
see,
reaction to Shrek.
I related to them like being ogres because I was like, oh, they're weird kids too. And so it made me feel better because like at
The
the
two is crazy.
but like the one of the like messages of the film, I mean, okay, not entirely, but like ogres deserve love too. And so that's what I took away in my brain. Like Shrek 2 or Shrek in general taught me that I deserve love too, you guys. Anyway, back to what I was saying about Shrek 2. There's a scene in Shrek 2 where Shrek drinks this potion and Donkey drank it before Shrek because he wanted to make sure it wasn't like poison or whatever. And so Donkey
Yeah.
drank it, and then Shrek drinks it, and then it's like it starts raining, and so they get to like some random empty barn or whatever, and they're like looking out the window at far far away in the background, and it's raining, and Shrek and Puss in Boots and Donkey are like looking out or whatever, and Shrek's like all sad because he's like, ugh, I didn't get to Fiona or whatever. Then Shrek he farts and falls over. But like from the potion.
He
Or maybe
farts and falls over because he's an
no.
ogre.
I got it mixed up. Donkey falls over first, but Donkey's like, cause like Shrek's moping, he's like sad, and then Donkey goes, sun will come out tomorrow, bet your bottom, and then he collapses, and then Shrek also collapses because of the potion. Anyway, I don't remember how I got there. I'm gonna be so honest. I don't remember how I got there.
And that's
Sometimes
how Sue sees it.
sometimes you just have to ride the thought train back into the station.
Oh, Pluto.
I miss her.
Growing up, my grandmother was a teacher. And so every time we went over at her house, we would come home with some various knowledge. That, a specific day, I don't remember, I came home with an acronym to remember the order of the planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Do you know what that acronym is?
No, I don't remember.
My very eager mother just served us 9 pizzas.
I don't think that's the one I learned, but sure.
And growing up, I was like, fuck yeah, I like pizza. Okay, to be fair, I probably didn't say fuck yeah. But because of that acronym,
Frick yeah, I love pizza.
I was like,
Post it up at
pizza is Pluto. Pluto is my new favorite planet. And then in 3rd grade, we were doing some kind of testing, and for whatever reason, we had like an astronomy unit. And in the class, we were talking about all the planets. And we had a day for each planet, but we did not talk about Pluto. And so I asked my teacher, Miss Jujinsky, shout out if you're still out there. I have no idea where she went. I can't find her anywhere. She's like, I've looked on Facebook, I've looked at schools' directories. I cannot find a trace of this woman.
The fact that you're hunting for her, what the fuck?
She was my favorite teacher. Well, because I had her for 3rd and 4th grade.
Oh, okay.
She like moved with us. She had to break the news to me that Pluto is no longer considered a planet. And I was like, what do you mean? Of course it's a planet. My very eager mother just served us 9 pizzas, goddammit.
Now the acronym is incomplete.
Do you want to know what they changed the acronym to?
What did they change it to?
My very eager mother just served us nachos.
You know what? I like nachos very much too. But I understand that you're upset.
Little white boy Ben in 3rd grade would much rather eat a pizza than Lunchables nachos, because that's all he knew nachos were to be. Pluto looks like pizza. It's got
Pluto
craters.
Looks like pizza.
It's got...
It's got craters. It's got pepperoni. Like,
do you know the reason why Pluto is no longer considered a planet?
Isn't it something about it? I thought it was something about its rings or its size or something. I can't remember.
So,
or its weight.
Pluto, well, the classification now of a planet is a celestial body, a round celestial body that orbits its own path around a star. As people studied Pluto, they realized that part of its orbit crosses the
Oh.
orbit of Neptune.
Oh. So it's actually revolving around Neptune and the sun? Is that what that is?
Essentially, yes. Here's the heartbreaking news. They can't just make an exception, because if they did, there are meteors and meteorites in our solar system that are larger than Pluto
Oh.
in orbit around the sun.
So, but they knocked it down to dwarf planet status then.
Yes.
So, what makes a dwarf planet different than what's the how is the definition of a dwarf planet different from the definition of a normal planet?
A dwarf planet is a celestial body that orbits the sun, has sufficient mass to be roughly spherical due to gravity, but has not cleared its neighborhood of other objects. So, literally, the only thing that differentiates it from a normal planet is that it takes up space with other celestial bodies.
Okay, like that's
Like how
literally the only
Pluto
difference.
crosses the path of Neptune, it doesn't have its own unique orbit. You know how, TV shows and movies and other forms of media make the asteroid belt seem so dangerous? Those meteors are huge and miles apart from each other. There is no asteroid field that you have to navigate through. Yeah, there's space debris that you'll probably hit, but it won't do damage to anything, like serious damage, like these meteors that they're making it sound to be.
Like if you had a small spaceship, you could feasibly weave through the rocks, I
Oh,
think.
there would be no weaving. Straight shot.
What did you do when you found out that Pluto wasn't a planet anymore?
Oh, I cried.
Did you actually cry?
I was so upset.
I like how this meant that much to you that you were literally
It was
freaking
like a
out.
visceral reaction.
Like
What's
just
my favorite planet supposed to be now? Mercury?
well,
Like,
technically it's a dwarf planet. It's a planet, it's just a dwarf planet.
Lola, I don't think that's how it works.
It's definitely not.
Speaking of planets, did you know that they recently found lava caves on Mars?
On Earth? Oh.
On on Mars that would provide the most habitable, ideal locations if we had to colonize.
Oh, that actually really freaks me out. Because, like, actually, I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Like, do you ever think about how, like, did you ever watch The Jetsons when you were a kid?
Yes.
Did you ever watch The Jetsons and be like, wow, that's so crazy? Like, I wish that kind of stuff, like, was a thing in real life. We're low key living in the time period where they do that.
Yep.
In our lifetimes, it's possible that, like, civilians could go into space.
Yes.
Which freaks me out a lot. And also, like, I honestly, I mean, I would hope going into space would be like a choice. But like, I don't really want to do it, to be honest, because like, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's different, like because you're like not living in that. But like, did you see that those astronauts who were stuck in
Got
space for
stuck
a
for
while?
9 months.
They got
I
stuck
was
for
literally
9 months.
just about to bring that up
They got stuck for
when you
nine
said you
months,
were
and
scared.
well, and when they got back, they like being in space for that long, like quickens, like it makes aging like way faster, and like
Yes.
I'm not, I'm not saying that in like the reason that I don't want to do it being like in an aesthetic way. I don't give a fuck about that, but like literally, like it aged them, like their lifespan is shorter now because they
Yes.
were hanging out in space for 9 months and they weren't supposed to be doing that.
Well,
Like
it's
it
it's from many things. It's
probably also malnutrition a little bit because they like weren't
malnutrition,
supposed to be
the
up there for
lack
that
of
long.
gravity, and solar radiation.
I don't want to be going up into space and going to Mars if like it's going to take years off my life.
I have something scary to say. It'll take years to even get there.
Oh, that is
But
kind of creepy.
scientists are close to having a spacecraft that moves faster than the speed of light.
No, I can barely go up in an airplane. I could not handle it. I could not get my shit together. I've seen
I
way
would
too
go
many.
if I didn't need a spacesuit. I would.
Why?
If I could just chill in outer space, like in open space, that'd be so cool.
There's nothing stopping you from like writing a fan fiction where you're floating in space without a spacesuit. Like you can write fan fiction about your own life. I was watching Adventure Time earlier today, and I was watching the one of the Fiona and Cake episodes, and it reminded me that Ice King literally wrote fan fiction about his life, and then I was like, oh, I could do that as a coping
You know what
mechanism.
happened in Adventure Time in real time today? They added it to Fortnite.
Did they actually?
Yeah, you can play as Marceline, Princess Bubblegum, Finn, and Jake. If Pluto would like to sponsor the podcast, I am more than down.
Anyway, I was gonna say that my favorite planet, I think it was Venus. Um,
I wonder why.
have you ever seen the debate that like technically there's like a 13th zodiac sign or whatever?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that? I enjoy astrology kind of. There are people who I know who are much more fluent and better at this type of thing than I am.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'm not gonna like leak our birth charts, but I am looking right at yours, by the way, right now. He's kind of a mess here, so
Me?
yeah. But like
Yeah.
honestly, arguably mine is worse because at least you have some variety in here. So Benjamin is an Aries sun, which
Scary
I,
in the first place.
yeah. Well, so Aries is a fire sign though. It's not an air sign.
Contrary to
So
popular belief.
maybe it's your popular belief, but it's not mine. The sun is basically how you present yourself to the world. It's like a mask, if you will. I don't know. I feel like that's pretty on par for you, the Aries vibes.
Yeah.
Um, and then your moon is in Virgo, which honestly to me it makes sense, but also it doesn't because like I just feel like you do not give Earth. Virgo is an Earth sign. I feel like you do not give Earth. Like there are several things about you that give like Earth sign tendencies,
Yeah.
but like it doesn't actually give Earth sign. Like I would never guess that that in you have Earth placement in your big three. A lot of your a lot of your Earth sign tendencies, I feel like can be attributed like connected to the fire sign tendencies.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's very interesting, but like also it still does make sense to me, I guess. Like I see it. It's just like your moon sign is supposed to be what like who you really are like if nobody's around, you know? And I feel like Virgo vibes are not how you are when nobody else is around.
Oh, absolutely not.
My version of how you are when nobody else is around, I don't know if it's accurate because I'm still around. My perception of that is like I'm still around. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I feel like you're not different than like if I'm there.
No, yeah, my rising is in Gemini.
Is in Gemini. Okay, see, that's what I that's what I thought. And that makes sense to me because Gemini is an air sign. You do yap quite a lot. I don't know. People always do like they say like the Gemini two face thing, but like I take that kind of as like multifaceted instead. I do feel like you're a very multifaceted person.
So I'm currently looking on Snapchat,
Oh
uh,
lord.
astrology, and you know what I
Not
just realized?
Snapchat astrology what?
You know what I just realized?
What?
Our Bitmojis are wearing the same exact hair.
Are they for real? That's so embarrassing. Maybe it's because we have the same haircuts. Gay people always keep other gay people around that look exactly like them.
I know Reagan and I are turning into the same person too.
Oh
We have the same
no.
haircut.
What's so funny about that is that Reagan isn't even
Ray's
gay,
not
but
gay.
I honestly feel like you walk through life more as an air sign than a fire sign in some
Mhm.
regards. Like you vibe as both fire sign and as air sign. Like if I was gonna guess your zodiac sign, I would guess I would probably guess Pisces, Aries, or Gemini. Like if I had to guess one. And then your Venus is in Aries too,
Yes.
which you're that's crazy.
Chaotic.
It is kind of chaotic. Well, but that's like I see it though because well, now I want to know what Danny's Venus is in, but he won't let me do this woo-woo shit on him, so. But like Venus Aries makes so much sense to me for you
His
because like
Venus is in Cancer.
are you serious?
Yes.
That's actually kind of crazy. People are always like fire signs and water signs don't get along because like they're like vastly different elementally or whatever the fuck. I mean like I guess there are other reasons, but like if you look at the symbolism, like water signs and fire signs are always like people are always like pitting them against each other and like saying they're so different, but like in reality they are not like they're not as different as they seem. And I was thinking about this earlier, like in regards to seasons, also. Like they're both just like extremes of different things, and water signs and fire signs are both really stubborn. Um, you wouldn't think that water signs would be so stubborn, but they actually are. I mean, they can be stubborn in more than one way, I guess. Um, uh, but like I don't know, it's very interesting to me. Um, and like feel like I always meet people who are together who have like uh not necessarily their Venus signs, but like that have placements that are like polar opposite, and like they're not really supposed to work, but it works because they're more different than
Hmm.
or they're more similar than they are different a lot of the time. So anyway, I'm gonna look at mine. So my son's son, I'm a Cancer, like I already said. Um, I feel like that makes sense to me. I feel like I feel like I really look like a Cancer. And I don't know.
The only other thing I would say would be Libra.
You would think I was a Libra? Like if you guessed, you would guess Cancer or Libra? That is such a compliment. Libras are like the baddest. Libras are like I love Libras. They're always so nice and they're always so pretty. So that's a big compliment. And then my moon is Aries, which I also feel like makes a lot of sense for me because I don't know. I feel like it's like there are very like yes, but my like outer shell as the sun correlates to. I do feel like very much is like I look like a Cancer. Outwardly, I like behave like a Cancer. You know what I mean? But then
Hmm.
like if you like start talking to me, it's like, whoa. That's like like once I open my mouth and start talking about something, I feel like it gets very fire sign. My rising is also Cancer, and I feel like that's accurate. I literally ever since I found out what a zodiac sign was and like what the stereotype of like my zodiac sign was, I was like, yeah, honestly, I heavily identify with this. And like then I forgot about it for a very long time. And like I really don't think knowing the stereotypes of it like changed how I behaved, and yet I behaved exactly like a Cancer.
Hmm.
um And then, like I said, my Venus is in Leo. And this very much makes a lot of sense for me
Fire.
because what? Fire.
Fire.
Fire. Well, I, that is really how I am. I feel like I give Leo Venus energy. I just wanted to let everybody know that I don't have a single Earth placement in my entire chart. My birth chart is comprised of entirely predominantly water, specifically Cancer, not a single Earth placement. And
Damn.
like
They
that
said instability for you.
and like that actually makes so much sense for my life. Because I
Truly.
feel like if I had an ounce of Earth in my chart, I would be at peace. I would be at
Grounded.
peace. Instead, I have to have all this air and fire and stuff whipping me in the face at all times. At all times. It's low key hell on earth.
I I'm pretty even.
Yeah,
Not
you kind of
totally even, but I got a bit of everything.
yeah, you have like a pretty even relatively even distribution of things. I feel like I can exhibit earth sign traits at times, but like that's not what's like at the forefront of my essence, if that makes sense. Do you want to talk about alien how you think aliens are real? I whenever I
I
think
don't
about
even think.
oh, you know. I know
I
too.
know.
I know too. Realistically, I know too. I just honestly it scares me a little
And
bit,
the
so
government
I
has
pretend not to.
unclassified documents that proves the existence, and I don't think that we are talking about this enough.
I've read through it vaguely cuz you can literally access the document like
It's
in
public
the on
domain
the
at this
yeah,
point.
it's on
Yeah.
the government website. I at one point I scanned the documents and like looked through some of the pictures. It was kind of crazy. Yeah, realistically I know they exist too, but they freak me out a little bit. And I think it's because they've poisoned our minds against our alien neighbors. And so like you have movies like Alien and like they've poisoned us against aliens and like
Because, like,
well,
here's the thing.
told us that they were bad all this time, but we could be friendly with them. Like, why do we have
We,
to?
we as a civilization, we as a species are extremely primitive
Oh, yeah.
compared to what's out there. There's definitely something watching us.
The question is, though, like, do you think they're going to upend Earth?
I don't think that they would want to take or kill us for like no apparent reason.
Me neither. Well, like, I don't know. Maybe they have a reason. What if they're trying to conquer space? Well, because, like, remember in
Didn't think
Star
about
Wars,
that one.
like, literally remember in Star Wars, like, there were Star Wars. There were wars
I
amongst the
love, I
stars.
love, I love how we're using Star Wars as factual evidence to why aliens would conquer
No,
the galaxy.
no. What I'm trying to say is like, well, first of all, I don't even know if Darth Vader counts as an alien because Anakin, he was human. He was, right?
Well, we don't. Well, they're humanoid.
Okay, whatever.
There's
Humanoid.
nothing that says that they are 100% genetically human.
What I'm saying is, what if there is an order of aliens, right? That
Mm-hmm.
for some reason, that's what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if they're out there and they know about us, that means that they're probably they have some sort of technology that we don't have that,
Oh, absolutely.
like, allows them to know about us, or, like, they probably have, like, flown over Earth. You know what I'm saying? And so that does make them superior because they figured it out before us. And they can go and, like, explore the whole of space. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's very interesting. And it freaks me out really bad. um, but anyway, Benjamin, roll the outro.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Yapfest featuring Ben and Lola. If you would like, please continue listening to our podcast wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the like. If you'd like to watch the video of this episode, future episodes, or past episodes, head over to our YouTube channel, Yapfest, featuring Ben and Lola. If you want to see some funny clips of past, future, present episodes, head over to our TikTok, yapfest.podcast. And if you'd like to get real-time updates about what's happening here over at Yapfest, when we're posting, what we're posting about, audience interaction, so on, so forth, head over to our Instagram, yapfest.podcast. Long live and prosper.
Goodbye, citizens of the world.